It's time to acknowledge that women are not as enigmatic as some may believe. They are not. They are beings driven by their emotions. Beautiful, intricate indeed. However, believe me, there are vulnerabilities beneath the surface. When you observe closely, you will uncover the elements that captivate them, the reasons they pursue, and indeed, what keeps them awake at night, contemplating your presence. This is not a matter of deceit or cunning tactics. It's about perceiving the truths that many overlook. While many are exerting excessive effort, the wise ones focus on the essential pressure points, the unspoken emotional triggers that resonate profoundly. In this video, we will explore the 9 key vulnerabilities that every man should be aware of when it comes to women. Prepare to be taken aback by a few of these. Some will bring a subtle smile to your face, and some, you will find yourself wishing you had encountered them long ago. Let us proceed. Before we get started, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of my tips for men on how to get the woman of your dreams. And if this video resonates with you, leave a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. Your feedback helps me create better content for you. Direct and unembellished, pure strength of character, combined with a deep instinctual insight. First and foremost, self-assurance that stands firm without seeking approval. Let's face the truth. Women are drawn to confidence, but not the boisterous, attention-seeking, look-at-me kind. We are discussing the calm, steadfast variety, the type of assurance that enters a space as if it requires no validation. That does not inquire, am I sufficient? It possesses the understanding already. That is the flaw at its core. Many individuals seek external approval. They send praises through messages, exert excessive effort to demonstrate their uniqueness. Yet women possess an uncanny ability to detect that with remarkable precision. Assurance that remains steadfast, that requires no justification, that is uncommon and undeniably alluring. It's the individual who remains unshaken when she engages in her antics. It's the individual who remains composed and allows silence to exist without haste. It is the individual who chooses to express himself when prepared, rather than succumbing to anxiety. She might present a strong facade. She might feign authority. When a man remains steadfast, devoid of ego and effort, it disrupts her thought process. What is the reason behind this? Her essence seeks to yield to resilience, not raw power, but the power of the mind. The individual who maintains composure, takes charge, and instills a sense of security without unnecessary effort. He effortlessly commands her thoughts, so do not exert more effort. Maintain your composure, move with purpose, and choose your words wisely. Allow your presence to communicate what words do not require. That is her preferred vulnerability, and you won't even need to exert yourself. Here is the reality. Many women find themselves weary from the constant need to justify their thoughts and actions. They grow weary of expressing, "I'm fine," only to have their truth doubted. Exhausted by the notion that every emotional expression is perceived as overwhelming, exhausted from feeling overlooked. It is essential to understand one of her most significant vulnerabilities. A man who understands without her having to articulate it explicitly. There is no need for clairvoyance. Focus on the here and now. Observe the moments when she falls silent. Notice the shift in her tone. Be attuned to the subtle changes in her energy. Many overlook this crucial point. They are preoccupied with their next words, rather than attuning to her current emotions. Yet when you observe her hesitation, you sense that something isn't quite right. Reach out when you feel prepared. That resonates profoundly. It conveys to her that this man recognizes her true self. There's no need for pretense in his presence. I can embrace gentleness in this moment. And my friend, that is where the barriers crumble. Women are not swayed by mere displays of impressiveness from men. They are drawn to those who provide a sense of understanding. Refrain from imposing your counsel. Resist the urge to correct every flaw. Simply embrace her presence. Such a degree of alignment. Such occurrences are infrequent. It stands as one of her most profound vulnerabilities. Embrace the power of quietude at the appropriate times. There exists a distinction between silence that embodies punishment and silence that conveys presence. The initial response often leads individuals to feel perplexed, guarded, and at times bitter. However, that second silence is the one that etches you into memory. Because when a man masters silence not as withdrawal but as control, he doesn't just become more attractive. He becomes dangerous in the best way. Observe. Many individuals fail to grasp the essence of silence. They fear it. They hastily occupy every moment in a dialogue, particularly when feelings are at play. When a woman withdraws, they pursue. When faced with criticism, they stand their ground. Should she challenge them, they will provide clarity. However, what often escapes their notice is this. Your reaction reveals that you allow your emotions to control you, much like a puppet on strings. A person of composure understands the strength found in self-control. He remains composed. He remains open-minded. He remains unperturbed. When tension rises, he responds to chaos with calmness and clarity. He faces it with composure. At times, that tranquility manifests as silence, devoid of justification or defense, simply a state of stillness. The quietude conveys profound truths. It states, "I refuse to engage in this game." It states that there is no need for debate to recognize one's own correctness. Your emotions will not disturb my equilibrium. Women perceive that on a profound level. To clarify, this is not about excluding her. This is not a form of silent treatment, which is unproductive, trivial, and driven by fear. This is about staying grounded when external forces seek to divert your path. It is essential to safeguard your energy from manipulation, emotional distractions, or pitfalls designed to elicit a response. Imagine this. You find yourself in a passionate discussion. She delivers a remark laced with subtle hostility. Deep within, there is a compelling urge to respond, to counter, to assert your perspective. Yet, rather than meeting the challenge head-on, you take an unexpected course of action. Inhale deeply, maintain your composure. You maintain her gaze, yet you refrain from reacting. That moment signifies true mastery. Not the kind that imposes through domination, but the kind that guides through calm assurance. She acknowledges it. Rather than succumbing to her dissent, she finds herself anchored in the present, grounded by your serenity and guided by your strength. In the appropriate moment, a composed silence can quell a tempest before it arises, as it allows for reflection and clarity. In that moment, individuals engage in deep reflection. They gain insight into their actions. They examine their own behaviors with a critical eye. Silence speaks volumes. The disparity between her emotional turmoil and your unwavering composure speaks volumes. That embodies the core of masculine energy. Your intent is not to create intrigue merely for theatrical effect. You are exercising restraint, for you grasp a profound truth. Not every moment warrants your response. Certain moments call for your composure. As you continue to engage in this practice, her sense of safety in your presence will naturally grow. Not due to passivity, but because you possess the strength to remain composed. When you choose to speak, your words carry weight, for they are no longer mere noise. Such qualities are uncommon, deliberate, and deserved. If you find yourself constantly needing to explain, justify, or resolve every emotional disturbance in your relationship, it's time to change your approach. Begin in stillness, not from malice, but from resilience. Allow her to embrace your tranquility. Allow her to experience the depth of your tranquility. Do not be taken aback when she begins to mirror your actions, as a woman will inevitably assess the boundaries you set. Her intentions are not to bring you down. She is testing your ability to maintain composure when she struggles to do so. If you falter, she will bear the weight of having to guide emotionally. However, if you maintain your composure, she will come to trust you in a manner that defies explanation. True silence is a mark of strength and wisdom. It is constructed in each passing moment when you decide to remain unreactive, to refrain from pursuit, and to avoid succumbing to panic. When you decide to remain calm amidst the chaos, if this resonates with you, if you've been expending your energy on conversations that were unworthy, with women who anticipated your emotional compromise merely to maintain harmony, it's time to take back that strength. Take a moment to reflect, contemplate, and inscribe this below. I communicate with intention. Pay attention. In the upcoming section, we will uncover a characteristic that may appear as confidence, but serves as a protective barrier for women during their moments of greatest insecurity. Recognizing this early can protect you from emotional pitfalls that many overlook. Stay the course. It is essential that you listen closely. Fourth point, unwavering eye contact that remains steadfast. Eye contact holds a raw, fundamental power, transcending mere brief exchanges or polite gestures. It goes beyond small talk and the avoidance of uncomfortable silences. I'm referring to profound eye contact, the sort that captivates, the type that extends a moment longer than anticipated, the kind that conveys, I recognize you completely, and I embrace what I perceive. Such a level of eye contact, it embodies strength beyond measure. It is a profound change. Many men avert their gaze far too swiftly. It occurs with little thought. She gazes at them, and they recoil. They cast their gaze downward. They adjust their stance. Their thoughts swirl in a tempest. Am I expressing myself correctly? Is she fond of me? What does that expression convey? Women possess a remarkable sensitivity to subtle cues. When you avert your gaze too quickly, you convey a sense of weakness, insecurity, and a deficiency in self-trust. When you can meet her gaze and remain unwavering, particularly during emotionally intense moments, a transformation occurs. Deep, unwavering eye contact serves multiple purposes simultaneously. Initially, it anchors you. It compels you to focus on the here and now. Genuine eye contact is irreplaceable. That is not the approach I seek. It reflects the truth. If you are experiencing inner turmoil, she will sense it immediately. Yet, when you remain composed and firmly grounded in your truth, your gaze will reveal what is real. Secondly, it penetrates her barriers. She may be putting on a facade of strength. She could be challenging your composure with her demeanor or distance. When your focus remains steadfast, you transcend the superficial and reach the essence directly, not through aggression nor through neediness, but with a calm and resolute presence. Third, it alters the emotional atmosphere. Individuals anticipate responses. They anticipate your gaze to falter, your composure to waver, your actions to become excessive. Yet your unwavering gaze conveys a message of indifference to the need for approval. I am present to witness, to experience, to comprehend. Such occurrences are uncommon. It catches her off guard in a profoundly surprising manner. Here lies the essential insight. The strength of eye contact lies not in its intensity. It lies in the here and now. You're not attempting to intimidate her. You're not seeking to control the present. One simply exists in the moment, completely. There is no need for concealment, nor is there a pursuit to engage in. Simply present in the moment. That is where many individuals falter. They attempt to employ eye contact as a strategy. They believe that by maintaining their grip for an extended period, they will foster attraction. However, if your energy comes across as desperate or showy, she will sense it immediately. Though she may remain silent, her body will reveal the tension within. She will become defensive. She will perceive that something is amiss. Once more, eye contact serves as a reflection. Your state is mirrored in this. When you possess confidence, it manifests as a reflection of that very assurance. Anxiety manifests itself when you feel anxious. When you pretend, the truth of your deception becomes evident. The key lies not in merely mastering the appearance of confidence. It's about transforming into a person who remains unyielding. It begins within. By maintaining eye contact, you convey a sense of presence and acceptance of the current moment, demonstrating that you are fully engaged and not seeking to flee from it. That distinction sets you apart. The world is populated by individuals who evade vulnerability, discomfort, and the essence of being present. Yet you confront it head-on. You gaze into her eyes, steadfast and unwavering. And that goes beyond mere attractiveness. Such occurrences are uncommon. That leaves a lasting impression. Strive to create a lasting impact that resonates within her thoughts. Focus on your actions rather than seeking validation through speech. Gaze into her eyes with calmness, allowing her to sense your confidence in yourself. It will linger in her mind, well beyond the conclusion of their exchange. Here lies an opportunity for you to test your resolve. The next time you find yourself in the company of another, take a moment to hold their gaze for just 1 second longer than your usual habit. Allow it to unfold naturally. Embrace the stillness. Embrace the connection. And above all, pay attention to what arises within you. The weight of that tension. Your growth lies in that very place. If this resonates with you, if you recognize that you've been the one to avert your gaze too quickly, disrupting the moment due to discomfort, now is the moment to transform that behavior. Kindly input the following text below. I remain unyielding. When you cease to flinch, others will no longer perceive you as someone who crumbles under pressure. And remember, if you've sensed the change already, prepare yourself for what's to come. In the upcoming section, we will reveal a powerful, yet often overlooked element in the realm of attraction. It's not about the words you choose. It's not about your actions. It is what you choose to restrain. And how that ignites her curiosity like no other force. Stay the course with me. Prepare to understand the power of simplicity. Fifth point, the pursuit of profound enigma. Let us speak candidly. Many individuals fail to grasp the essence of mystery. They mistake it for detachment. They believe that embodying mystery equates to being emotionally detached, ambiguous, or difficult to connect with. Thus, they engage in games. Affection is withheld. They vanish and return, creating an illusion of unpredictability. However, let us confront reality. That is not a mystery. That is a facade of emotional immaturity. True mystery arises not from evasion. It arises from profound understanding, a profound inner wealth that remains unspoken, yet deeply experienced. Understand that mystery is not defined by what you conceal. It centers on the things you choose not to justify. It's essential to understand your true self and to embrace the process of revealing that essence to others gradually. To speak frankly, That is what women seek. A man who remains steadfast and present, but a man who embodies the essence of a story yet to be completed. A narrative rich with structure, conflict, and purpose. Let us analyze this with a calm and rational perspective. The Stoics held a firm belief in the importance of self-sufficiency, not in a manner that separates you, but in a way that safeguards your essence from being scattered. A wise individual understands the importance of choosing the right moments to express thoughts and when to remain silent. He withholds certain truths, recognizing that true self-respect involves safeguarding one's inner realm. Now consider the modern individual who reveals too much on the first date. He reflects continuously on his history, his struggles, his aspirations. Not due to genuine authenticity, but rather as an attempt to validate his worth through emotional vulnerability. That does not reflect true vulnerability. That is a facade of vulnerability masking a deeper sense of urgency. A man of profound complexity acts contrary to expectation. He exhibits openness, yet with discernment. He prioritizes listening over speaking. He responds to inquiries, but seldom provides more than what is essential. In a remarkable way, he effortlessly draws others closer. His approach is measured. He offers just enough of his narrative to provoke curiosity about the deeper layers that lie beneath. That is truly captivating. And this is the reason why mystery opens up possibilities, and space permits the other individual to explore their curiosity. In a chaotic world, a man who refrains from sharing every detail becomes an enigma, and the human mind struggles with uncertainty. We are inherently driven to seek out the truths, to pursue a comprehensive understanding. When you reserve a part of yourself, not out of fear, but from a place of strength, you inherently draw others in. Consider a practical illustration. You find yourself in the midst of a date. She inquires about your previous connections. Rather than divulging every sorrow, you take a moment, smile, and express that you've gained much wisdom, preferring to demonstrate the person you've become rather than recounting the past. Calmly assertive. Your words convey both clarity and ambiguity. And now she finds herself captivated, not due to evasion, but because you responded with purpose, with composure, with awareness. That is profound. In another situation, she inquires about your profession. Many individuals tend to recite their credentials. One must reflect on oneself. Yourself. Embrace simplicity. I create and construct. Primarily, matters that assist individuals in addressing subtle challenges. Then, redirect your attention to her once more. You are standing firm in your presence. You are grounding yourself. Your sense of self is not tethered to a job title. It goes beyond the surface. A person should strive to remain unshaken, especially when it comes to their emotions. A mysterious man wields his words with purpose and precision. He governs his energy with discipline. He decides when to show emotion and when to remain composed, when to provide detail and when to allow silence to convey more meaning. As a result, each action he undertakes carries greater significance. Women appreciate space and independence. They seek access that is deserved. Understanding that your openness carries significance is essential. Every word carries its own purpose. If you find yourself as the one who reveals too much too quickly, seeking to demonstrate authenticity or depth, consider taking a moment to reflect. Mystery is not about transforming into another person. It involves removing the excess, allowing your authentic self to resonate with greater clarity. Allow your deeds to demonstrate your principles. Embrace the power of your silence to cultivate inner space. Allow your narrative to develop naturally. not in a rush, but akin to a story that deserves to be completed. If this resonates with you, reflecting on whether you've been too readily sharing your essence, it's time to redirect your energy. Kindly input the text below. I approach with profound understanding. Prepare yourself, as we are about to explore the next characteristic, which is often misinterpreted as the most profound masculine energy. It's not about asserting control. It's not about status. It creates an environment where women can feel secure in their emotions and irresistibly captivated by you at the same moment. Prepare yourself for what lies ahead. Sixth in line. Her appreciation for a man who embodies purpose, beyond mere passion. Let's clarify this matter. Many individuals believe that passion alone suffices. They believe that by being fervent, speaking with passion, relentlessly pursuing their ambitions, she will be captivated. Indeed, passion draws the eye. However, it fails to maintain it. Passion, when untethered, leads only to disorder. It is vigor devoid of purpose. Flame without a hearth. What she genuinely connects with is a sense of purpose. Indeed, they are distinct concepts. Passion is the force that ignites your spirit. Your purpose serves as your foundation. Desire ebbs and flows, while intention waxes and wanes. Yet purpose remains unwavering. It is what sustains you when enthusiasm wanes. Your actions derive significance that transcends the present moment. Here's what many overlook. Women are not swayed by a man's ambition alone. They are drawn to men whose ambition is directed, concentrated, and steadfast. A man driven by purpose navigates the world with intention. He remains focused, not seeking validation from others regarding his potential. He is focused on constructing something significant. His time holds significance. His focus is disciplined and well-defined. He prioritizes his mission, often choosing to say no rather than yes. One might assume this renders him less emotionally available, yet the reality is quite the contrary. When a woman observes a man with clear intent, a realization dawns within her. She understands that this man possesses the strength to withstand adversity. He will maintain his integrity without compromising himself for my approval. He embodies a purpose that transcends our individual selves, that transcends mere attraction. That is a solid foundation. It provides her with a sense of security. In a world where many seek to dazzle with superficial enthusiasm, shouting and rushing in pursuit of fleeting pleasures, a man who embodies calm determination stands as an undeniable power. Now let us incorporate a sense of calm and resilience into this. The composed individual does not seek approval from others. He remains unperturbed by the outcomes. He remains steadfast in his dedication to the journey. He rises with purpose, guided by direction rather than time. He contemplates, what actions are necessary for today? What aspects lie within my influence? What is worthy of my focus and effort? That mindset is truly formidable. Such occurrences are infrequent. It signifies that you remain steadfast in the face of adversity. One remains grounded even when a relationship faces turmoil. Your essence is not defined by her perception of you. It is founded on your connection to a higher purpose, something that endures beyond the fleeting excitement. Such a purpose draws others in with undeniable force. Let us approach this with a pragmatic mindset. Consider the endeavor of building a business, creating art, or leading a team. That is commendable. Engage in your actions, not for the recognition of others. Do not pursue success merely to validate your worth. Construct in accordance with your true self. Engage in work, for it provides a framework to channel your energy effectively. Take the reins, for it hones your self-control. Living in such a manner frees you from the need to justify your choices. She will perceive it through your demeanor, your stance, and your decisions. And here lies the profound contradiction. When you stop chasing validation, your true worth shines through, making you all the more appealing, because she understands you are not meant to be overwhelmed. Your purpose is to create and contribute to something meaningful. Her interest goes beyond mere attraction to your intensity. She is inclined towards your guidance. If you've been driven solely by passion without a clear purpose, if you've been pursuing fleeting moments of excitement to capture her attention, it's time to make a change. She will recognize the distinction between a man who flares up quickly and one who maintains a steady flame. Having a clear purpose grounds you. Take a moment to reflect. What are you creating that holds significance, regardless of external validation? What remains when the emotions subside and the chaos quiets? Your purpose lies in that. Begin your journey from that point. Allow that to shape your mornings, define your boundaries, and direct your energy. When you converse with her again, focus on being genuine rather than seeking to impress. Allow your actions to reflect your principles. Allow your self-control to be evident. And if she possesses the right qualities, she will sense it. She will honor it. Moreover, she will become more receptive to it. Every woman embodies a gentle strength that reveals her softer side. For a man who not only experiences profound emotions, but also constructs with clarity, I proceed with intention. When you shift your focus from merely pursuing passion, you transcend the fleeting excitement and begin to embody authenticity. Stay the course. What lies ahead transcends mere strategy. It concerns the singular inner quality that quietly captivates her. Even in silence, your presence speaks volumes. 7th point. Her concealed desire to be guided while maintaining her autonomy. Let's clarify this from the outset. Many individuals either take this to extremes or completely shy away from it. They either seek to control every decision she makes or withdraw entirely, feigning that leadership is detrimental. Yet, both methods overlook a more profound reality. Many women quietly desire guidance, not due to weakness, but because authentic leadership fosters emotional security. Let us be unequivocal. She seeks autonomy and resists being controlled. She seeks autonomy and does not appreciate having her life dictated, nor does she want control disguised as strength. Such actions evoke resistance rather than drawing others in. What she seeks is to sense a man's guidance, not through the imposition of power, but through the emanation of clear purpose. It's that strong, unwavering essence that conveys a deep understanding of self. I am certain of my path, and I maintain my composure even when circumstances become chaotic. That is the type of energy she can find peace within. That is the type of presence that provides her with a sense of emotional support. What is the method to demonstrate that? Not by exerting control, but by guiding through emotional strength. True leadership is rooted in the ability to master oneself. Focus on mastering your own path before attempting to guide another. A person of great composure, the type who commands profound respect, understands that true leadership begins with self-discipline. Epictetus articulated it most profoundly. A person cannot truly be free unless they have control over their own mind and actions. Allow that to resonate within you. Leadership involves maintaining composure amidst chaos while allowing her voice to be heard. It's about maintaining composure when she's in turmoil and not reflecting her disorder. It's about steering the emotional essence of a moment without being consumed by the specifics. For instance, she may be experiencing frustration, heightened emotions, or even displaying aggression. The frail individual breaks under pressure. The man who lacks resolve retreats into silence. Yet the man who is firmly rooted in his emotions takes the time to listen. He inhales deeply, He embraces the tension. He acknowledges your words. I have no intention of engaging in a dispute. Let us take a moment to pause and reflect. That response demonstrates a mastery of emotional guidance. You are not exerting control over her. You're navigating the present with calmness. And that is what she seeks above all else, more than mere dominance. Because this is the reality we must confront. The feminine may resist control, yet it yearns for guidance. It can trust. It seeks to rely on a strength that remains steady, unaffected by fleeting emotions or external circumstances. If she senses your composure, your self-discipline, and your capacity to remain tranquil while still honoring her perspective, she will be drawn closer. Not due to your directive, but because your presence creates an effortless atmosphere. What steps can you take to develop that quality? Begin by gaining control over your impulses. Cease the pursuit of victory in emotional disputes and begin to inquire, what energy does this moment truly require from me? Many women have dedicated years to guiding themselves in their professional, social, and emotional lives. What they truly crave is not a tyrant. It's an individual whose inner guidance is so strong that she can relinquish control without losing her essence. It's not a matter of volume. It's about cultivating a stronger resolve within oneself. Let us focus on the practical aspects. You find yourself in her company. The night is becoming tumultuous. She is experiencing a sense of being overwhelmed. You grasp her hand and calmly suggest, let us step outside for some fresh air. Clear, composed, straightforward. You are not exerting control over her. You are guiding her towards a state of emotional clarity. She will recall it not merely as a fleeting moment, but as a profound sense of security connected to your presence. Perhaps she is becoming overwhelmed by a choice she must make. You observe attentively, then offer your perspective, while ultimately placing your trust in their decision-making ability. I will support you regardless of the outcome. Such steady guidance embodies true leadership. Not due to the answer you provided, but because you remained steadfast in truth without pressuring her to conform. Leading through virtue, rather than through force, is the essence of true strength. That is the true example to follow. There is no necessity for increased volume. Clarity is essential. There is no necessity for further control. It is essential to master your own energy to such an extent that your very presence shapes the dynamics of the relationship. That is what instills in her a sense of trust towards you. Not as a superior, but as a steadfast ally. Now is the moment to reassess if you've been hesitant, fearing that taking charge might come off as domineering, or if you've been crossing boundaries, confusing loudness with authority. By embodying that rare, unwavering presence, you offer her the one thing that eludes her amidst the chaos of the world. A man whose presence brings a sense of security without the need for resistance. I guide with tranquility. Prepare yourself, for in the upcoming section, we will explore a behavior that captures her attention without uttering a single word. A calm presence that commands attention effortlessly without seeking it. 8. Her openness to expressions that create new realities. Let us explore one of the most subtle, yet profoundly impactful ways to access a woman's emotional landscape. Your worth is not defined by your status. Your appearance is not the measure of your worth. Your actions are not the focal point here. Your words hold power, not the hollow ones. Eschew the extravagant pickup lines and the cliched compliments. I'm referring to words that shape and redefine our perceptions of reality. Words that evoke feelings, ignite creativity, and subtly guide her into a realm she has rarely shared with others. Many men overlook this fundamental truth. Women possess a sensitivity to language that embodies clarity and purpose. It is not a form of manipulation. It is the bond that unites us. When you communicate from a foundation of thoughtful creativity, your words transcend mere sound. They become a perspective that uncovers profound truths. In that moment, you transform from an ordinary individual into a remarkable experience. Women navigate through intricate emotional terrains. They experience life through vivid hues, symbolic expressions, and cherished recollections. When you communicate in a manner that resonates with those deep inner images, transcending mere facts and logic, and instead weaving in narratives, tones, and textures, you move beyond superficial allure and connect directly with the emotional essence. Allow me to demonstrate what that entails. One might observe, "You appear quite well this evening." Fundamental. Anticipated. Now consider this. Your presence has a remarkable ability to transform the atmosphere of a room, bringing a sense of calm and tranquility as you enter. Suddenly, the focus shifts from mere appearance to the impact she has on her surroundings. You have positioned her within a broader context. You have revealed to her an aspect of herself that she may not have fully recognized before. That is precisely what I refer to when discussing the creation of new realms. It's not about crafting words just to sound elegant. It involves communicating with clarity, grounded in the moment, and informed by a deep understanding of emotions. That is what this philosophy encourages us to cultivate. Profound internal clarity, ensuring our words arise from intention rather than ego. A composed individual understands that words serve as instruments. When employed without thought, they lead to disorder. When employed with intention, they mold our understanding. Marcus Aurelius once stated, "The soul takes on the hue of its thoughts." Now reflect on that in dialogue. Your words shape her inner landscape, even if only in subtle ways. When you consistently express yourself in ways that embody beauty, strength, and vision, authentically and without pretense, she begins to connect you with that emotional spectrum. You transform into the individual whose words unlock her essence, not through coercion, but through invitation. The essence of this lies in its simplicity, no need for embellishments. It demands a clear and honest expression of reality. Imagine she is sharing with you a childhood aspiration she has long since set aside. The typical individual may acknowledge and proceed without further thought. Yet, you take a moment to reflect and acknowledge that version of you, that young girl who radiated joy when discussing that dream she continues to carry within you. Do not allow the world to obscure her presence. Indeed, you did not address her challenges. You chose not to intervene in her situation. You have just observed her presence and portrayed her in a manner that opened up a new realm of possibilities. That moment will endure. And no, it's not about being romantic all the time. It is essential to recognize the significance of the words you choose to express. When you communicate without awareness, your words lose their impact. When you communicate with precision and calmness, your words pierce through the chaos. Women possess a profound sensitivity to language that conveys significance, particularly when that language encourages them toward development, gentleness, or emotional broadening. This illustrates how deeply a woman can hold on to words that resonate with her, even after many years have passed, and why she can easily overlook your actions from last week if they lacked any emotional significance. Before you engage in conversation with her, reflect on whether your words are merely noise. Am I employing my words to foster depth, intimacy, or inspiration? When your words transform into pathways rather than mere labels, She will truly listen to you. She will sense your presence. That sensation will endure far beyond any attire you don or any content you share online. Articulate this. I speak with vision, for when your voice creates an environment where she feels acknowledged, motivated, and stable, you transcend mere attention. You transform her perception of herself. Stay tuned, as we will soon explore the singular masculine quality that resonates profoundly, even in silence. The quiet necessity for a man who possesses the strength to detach. Let's confront the truth. There exists an aspect of attraction that many prefer to keep unspoken, even in their own thoughts. It presents a challenge. It is unfiltered. Indeed, it is a fact. A woman holds great admiration for a man who possesses the strength to walk away, not due to any threats he may pose, not due to a lack of warmth or emotional distance. He recognizes that remaining in a place where he is not appreciated serves no purpose. That is the essential point. It's not merely about engaging in games. It involves maintaining self-worth with such quiet strength that it transforms the power dynamic without uttering a single word. Consider this. Could it be that appearing unavailable actually fosters a sense of intrigue and respect? Reflect on the potential benefits of maintaining your own space. Will she not simply walk as well? Perhaps. However, if she chooses to leave, it indicates that her commitment was never genuine to begin with. She was with the part of you that sought her validation. Understand this. Emotional neediness is the quickest path to diminishing her respect. Women possess an innate ability to sense when men accept disrespect, indifference, or mere scraps of emotional attention merely to maintain a bond. Each time you remain in a circumstance that undermines your principles, she perceives it, even if she remains silent. What is the reason behind this? Because at its core, the feminine seeks more than mere affection. It seeks contrast, purpose, limits, and unwavering confidence. And nothing illustrates this more profoundly than an individual who understands the right moment to depart. Not in fury, not in theatrics, but in calm, unwavering self-regard. Let us speak plainly. We have all experienced that moment. You are deeply engaged on an emotional level. She is retreating. You rationalize. Pursue with purpose. One maintains hope. With each text left unanswered, each excuse made, and every instance she disrupts your focus, you forfeit a fragment of your essence. Ironically, the harder you grasp, the more distant she becomes. However, consider this change. When you regain your equilibrium, when you cease to barter your worth and begin to safeguard your vitality, a transformation occurs. She perceives the separation. She perceives your absence not as a form of punishment, but rather as a presence that has been intentionally withdrawn. When genuine respect is present, your absence resonates powerfully, because this is the reality we often overlook. A woman cannot respect a man who is consumed by the fear of losing her. She might find value in the recognition. She might find satisfaction in the pursuit. True admiration, the kind that fosters lasting attraction, flourishes when she understands that while you can choose her, your fulfillment does not depend on her presence. That is the resilient perspective. One does not pursue results. You concentrate on your values. Engage fully, yet maintain your dignity above all else. Seneca stated that living in harmony with nature ensures you will never experience poverty. To seek validation from others is to forfeit your own wealth. Allow that to settle. When you operate from a place of scarcity, fear, or emotional desperation, you relinquish your strength. When you remain steadfast in your value, even at a cost, you regain all that truly matters. At times, This involves stepping away, not as an act of hostility, but as a gentle reminder for both of you of your true selves. In those moments, she perceives the true nature of your character, the type who remains steadfast in his worth without the need for debate, the type who releases their grip when honor has faded, the type who remains steadfast, guided by reason rather than fleeting feelings. And consider this: a man of that caliber doesn't merely attract the attention of women. He earns the respect of women because he remains unaffected by the need for validation. He is unwavering in his commitment to truth. What does this entail in practical terms? She has let me down once more. She withdraws her emotions. She begins to convey conflicting messages. One does not plead. You maintain your composure. You take a moment to pause and reflect. You cease to take the first step. One does not seek to fill the silence with desire. You allowed her to experience the gravity of your absence. Perhaps she will return. Perhaps she does not. Regardless of the circumstances, maintain your sense of value. Your dignity is not contingent upon her reaction. Your self-respect shapes your choices. Recognize that if you have been accepting less than what you truly deserve, if fear has kept you from stepping away with confidence, this moment marks your opportunity for change. She will not express it directly. Yet, when she perceives your ability to detach, it is precisely then that she understands her desire for your presence. Kindly input the following text below. I move with purpose. Remain attentive. In the concluding section, we will examine a final flaw that many men often overlook, a concealed vulnerability that reveals itself only to those who have achieved true emotional autonomy. 10. Her gentleness flourishes in the presence of your calm energy. Let us conclude this with a touch of nuance. Many overlook this, even those who consider themselves wise. You have the capacity to act with precision and purpose. Embrace your inner fortitude. Articulate with purpose. Exude awareness, self-control, self-assurance. Yet she remains unyielding. She will maintain her composure. Maintain your focus and keep yourself engaged. Speak swiftly. Maintain your sharpness. And you may question, am I truly sufficient? Here lies the reality. Her gentleness is not an act. It is a reaction. It ascends solely when your energy creates the necessary room for it. Do not compel her to engage in it. Vulnerability is not something you require from others. One should not anticipate her to embody femininity at will, because this is what many fail to grasp. Gentleness thrives in a secure environment, not about physical safety. Emotional safety is essential. Emotional safety starts with a single, fundamental principle: calmness, your tranquility, your steady presence. When you enter a space and your presence conveys an unwavering sense of self, that's the moment she begins to release her grip. Contemplate this matter deeply. She has dedicated years to constructing barriers. She has received the message to strive relentlessly, to demonstrate her worth, to safeguard her own interests. She has observed men respond, influence, exhibit passive aggressiveness, erupt and retreat. When you approach with a sense of calmness, maintain composure in your gaze upon her. Maintain composure as you engage with others. Maintain your composure as you provide support during her moments of distress. That is the moment her nervous system finds its release. In that silence, not the uncomfortable sort, but the deep and grounded kind, She finds her softness. However, one cannot pretend. If your composure is merely a facade to gain something, she will sense it. If your calmness is merely a facade, she will challenge it. When your tranquility arises from genuine self-mastery, when you have put in the effort, when you have disciplined your own thoughts, that is when her gentleness reveals itself. Not as a deception, but as a foundation of trust. This is why this philosophy holds significance. It guides you to cultivate a state where emotions do not dictate your responses, allowing you to remain steadfast and resilient. Not due to indifference, but because you have cultivated the discipline to respond without being swayed by fear or pride. Marcus Aurelius advised us to embody the steadfastness of a cliff, enduring the relentless waves that crash against it, remaining unyielding and mastering the chaos of the waters surrounding it. That is what she is evaluating, even if she is unaware of it. Can you stand firm, not in opposition, but in tranquility? When a man remains unyielding, when he refrains from asserting control, when he doesn't succumb to her emotions or rush to resolve them, he cultivates an environment of tranquility. That space is where her gentleness resides. Here lies the truth. Her gentleness is not suited for every man. She will not provide it merely due to your kindness, strength, or respectfulness. It is granted only when you have truly deserved it. Not through pursuit, not through validation, but by embodying the essence of a man who cherishes silence as something sacred. The type that offers an ear without rushing to fix things. The individual who maintains a steady presence when emotions surge, not to disregard her feelings, but to provide a solid foundation for her to rely on. In that moment, a transformation occurs. Her hand rests on your arm, conveying a sense of security and trust. She reveals something profound, not as a challenge, but as a way to connect with you. She relinquishes her grip on every detail, discovering for the first time in a long while that she can release her hold without falling apart. Seek to reveal her gentleness. Embrace the stillness that commands her turmoil's regard. Embrace the tranquility that remains unperturbed. Embody the resilience that remains unwavering. Become the individual who remains unfazed by the need to conquer the present, having achieved mastery over oneself that transcends it. Ultimately, she requires your authenticity, not your perfection. She must understand that even when her world trembles, yours remains steadfast. That is the moment her gentleness reveals itself. That is the moment she allows her defenses to drop. That is the moment you transition from being a figure of intrigue to becoming someone she can rely on with her deepest vulnerabilities. Not due to your directive, but because your presence created an opportunity for it. Kindly input the following text below. I cultivate an environment of security and support. Ultimately, this is what it all boils down to. There is no need for deception. There is no necessity for you to put on a show. Embrace the path of becoming a man who embodies presence rather than succumbing to pressure. Who communicates with clarity, not distraction. Who moves forward with calm resolve, not frantic urgency. As you cultivate mastery over your inner self, you will find that your external presence grows increasingly compelling. As you gain insight into her unexpressed desires, the necessity to pursue anything diminishes significantly. Focus is misplaced. Seek not the approval of others, not affection. I appreciate your companionship on this journey. If any part of this video resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. Rather than simply moving on, take action with it. Put it into practice. Embrace it fully. Embrace the challenge of how you present yourself. If you find yourself here for the first time, Or perhaps you've lingered without committing. Consider this moment as your opportunity to take action. Prepare yourself. More is on the horizon. It only improves from this point onward. I look forward to our discussion in tomorrow's video.